name is Danny Griswold, aka Grizz.
My name is Mike.
Frank.
Eric Reynolds.
My name's John J. Wiley.
My name is Jim McNeff.
My name is Patrick Shaver.
Robert Greenberg, and we're in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Georgia. Basically, the concept was just a group of guys that have been in law enforcement, both active and retired, getting away for a 4-day trip up to the mountains of Georgia. Each individual having their own reasons why they wanted to get away, and just all coming together and living under one roof.
It really far exceeded what I thought it would be. These aren't people I've worked with in law enforcement, and I didn't know to what degree we'd connect, and it was far more intimate than I thought it would be.
The guys that participated in this week, the experience level here is off the charts. We have saved many lives cumulatively, and this group has taken lives.
You know, the whole idea was to reconnect with what's really important.
I expected to be with brothers who understand me without me explaining myself. There's no words for it.
I was impressed by each individual that I was fortunate enough to spend the 4 days with.
The thing that's funny about Grizz is that he comes, when you look at him, he is like this hardcore redneck, you know, and you're scared of him. And then you get to know him, and he's this big teddy bear.
Mike, you know, he kept saying that he wanted so badly to go to this all-you-can-eat breakfast restaurant. He wanted to go first thing Friday morning. We went to a different restaurant, and he tried to order lunch, and then, of course, he didn't want to go today, and we told him we're going to kidnap him and force him to go to the breakfast place. And so we were all laughing about it, and we get to the breakfast place, and he's talking to these two women as they're leaving, and he leans into them very quietly and goes, "I've been kidnapped and forced to come here against my will."
Well, I mean, I was forced to do things against my will.
And they like didn't blink an eye, didn't bat an eye, just kept on walking and talking like, "Yeah, it's nice to see you, nice to meet your dog." It's great.
I've come to terms with it, and I've digested it, and it's good.
Can you tell me a funny story about Robert?
Heck yeah, I can. Robert he's a good guy, but he's got a problem with the letter. And it's the letter R. We have law enforcement.
Law enforcement.
And that's, you know, L-A-W, law enforcement. But he likes to throw that R in there. I don't know where it comes from.
Jay has this voice that resonates with past memories of music and power and authority, but he uses it in a way also with humor. So his inflections of his voice, even when he's trying to be serious, will make you laugh.
He works for his organization is adoptacopUSA.org. But we love them.org.
Tell us about your first night's sleep.
My first night's sleep was like the North Pole. It was the North Pole. My first night's sleep, we didn't have heat on in the cabin, and we were out pretty late anyway, but we came back and I set up an air mattress. I don't think I slept, and when I woke up in the morning, I was cold for like 6 more hours. I actually turned on the fire in the living room the next day.
Mike has a service dog, and his name is Duke. Rumor had it that Duke came out and kept you warm. Is that true or false?
You know, I don't want to go on record with the answer to that. I'd prefer that the people guess.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I will say this: he's a lot softer than he looks.
Georgia is just a phenomenal place to come on down, relax, and
What was one of your favorite memories from the trip, or what was something that stands out?
Seeing Mike for the first time. I've been talking to him for, I guess I met Robert June 12th, because that's when I posted my video. And I met Mike on the phone, I think, within 2 days. You know, and I love the guy, so. Mike and I have different situations, but I understand him, and I feel for him. I want to help him. You know, that's okay. What you're going through, the noises, you can get through it. I'm here for him. And when I first hugged him, it was awesome. You know. He helped me as much as I helped him.
Helen is really cool. But that place, when you get into town and you start going into the valley through the mountains, and you see all this Alpine and German style structure, it's unexpected for this part of the country. And then, of course, Oktoberfest was going on, and they had live music, and they had them like playing Tom Petty with the polka style music, and the whole thing was just a really, really cool vibe. It was fun. It felt like we were in a different country.
When we were in Helen, you chased down a cop on a four-wheeler.
I'm pretty fast, you know. I'll do anything for this program to be successful. So if they said, you know, do this, do that, and it was just an automatic thing, they said, hey man, go get that guy.
Is it fair to say you chased down a cop?
Sure.
Would you have beat him in a foot chase?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even with the four-wheeler, probably.
Did you get as much downtime, quiet time, relaxed time?
No, because there was so much talking. I couldn't get a word in. They never shut up. There's questions. I was just trying to ride back in the car, and they're asking me question of the hour. I'm like, what the f***? I'm just trying to chill, enjoy the scenery. But no, it was quiet.
What were your thoughts when you realized, man, I'm a cop? I'm a cop.
You can select one fictional character from a TV or movie, police officer from a TV or movie, fictional character, as your partner. Who would it be? Tell me, who was the most influential person in your decision to get into law enforcement, and or the most influential person as a mentor once you were in the business?
Jim's daily ride in the cars and the questions he would ask and the engagement. And that's what it takes. It takes engagement to make somebody that's asking questions to individuals. And everybody here stepped up to the plate. Everybody, not one person, which so often happens when you're doing something like that, says, you know, I don't want to answer the question. We never got that. Everybody participated under the leadership of Jim, asking some interesting questions, thought-provoking questions, and it just confirmed to me that, you know, showed me what type of individual he was.
But when you take your conversations to a depth, a place where they normally don't go, those are things that bond and connect. There's, like I said, there's a catharsis and a real therapy that comes out of those conversations.
For me, it was a little bit about regret, I guess you could say, because I just wish my dad was alive to see that. And really proud that I had my son, and he never saw that either. So for me, it was really a situation where, and I know he saw it, but it had been really great for him to be there.
One of the biggest influences in my police career was Sergeant Irv Fry. He was diabetic and he got poked by a dirty needle, patting someone down, and wound up contracting hepatitis C and had to have a liver transplant, and during the surgery he died. And sadly, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know all the facts, but sadly that was never considered a line of duty death, and to this day I don't understand why.
Every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinker. I set 'em up, another round. I'll set 'em up, another round. I'll set 'em up, another round. One more round won't get me down.
When I rolled up the other night, all the guys were already out to dinner. They're sitting around the table, and we make first impressions based upon what we see. And the first thing I saw was, hey, those are a group of bad-looking dudes. I hope they're nice, because I rode, over 1,000 miles to get here, and I really don't want to waste 4 days with a bunch of mean, angry, cusses. And so right away, there's a warm greeting from everyone. So my first impression was, sweet, these are some pretty cool dudes. And it was affirmed during the rest of the weeks.
I think I shared the idea with that Jim had, and that scary looking bunch of guys. And then Jim himself walks in wearing a skull cap and this beard and his leather jacket, and looks like a scary biker. And once he started talking, he was just such a nice guy, just a down-to-earth guy. But yeah, my first impression was, wow, look at that bunch of guys. And then we get back to the cabin, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm in the mountains in North Georgia. We've passed the point of banjo music. And I'm in a cabin with a bunch of strangers.
You never know what you're coming into, coming here with a bunch of guys. Even though they're all law enforcement. They, you don't know, because they're from every, different state, or some of them are from different states and different agencies, and you just don't know what you're going to get into. But everybody here was awesome.
Man, I haven't laughed this much in years. It was just tremendous.
When we disconnected from our families and disconnected from our jobs and disconnected from everything out on the outside to come reconnect with what's important, I think that we hit that on all those levels with this group of men.
You don't have to, there's no words. When I say something, you get it. When you say something, I get it. And that is exactly what has happened this weekend. I have made best friends for the rest of my life.
It was awesome, man. I mean, just meeting different guys and the war stories and some of the sad stories that we actually heard, we all went through. It was good. It was very therapeutic.
It was awesome.
Every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinking. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. One more round won't get me down. Full of lush, my babe began to fuss and I said, honey, hush. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just drinking. I set 'em up,